Hey folks, thanks for stopping by. It's time for a new video. Um, Listen, got to do some house cleaning here. I got some names. If you don't have your name called out, let me know who you are. I don't mind calling out your names. You will get your 15 seconds of fame. um, this first name is somebody I just met, but because of this person, I ended up getting several subscriptions to the channel. If I don't call your name, please let me know who you are. Please, um, please let me know who you are. Comment, comment, comment. Everybody, let me know who you are. This is something that that's new to the channel. Something I'm going to start doing with each video. Uh, there's some other changes that's going to be happening. I'm going to put in an intro, like I had uh, last year. I'm going to put in an outro like I had last year, but in the outro, I'm actually going to put your names down as someone who has subscribed to the channel, someone who has joined the Discord server. Maybe you've done both. Maybe you've joined the YouTube channel, but you haven't joined the Discord server. Maybe you've joined the Discord server, you haven't joined the YouTube channel, but none of that matters. You're actually here and paying attention to my content, even for just a little bit in a day. And I certainly appreciate it. I really, really do. It's, as I've said many, many, many times, thank you so much for all of your um, subscriptions. But let's get right to it. Pablo Hernandez, thank you, man. Those subscriptions mean a lot to me. Axel Molina, I got Axel through Pablo, and I am so happy that Axel joined. Just because Pablo went out there and said, "Hey, man, check this out." Axel didn't have to do it, and Axel chose to do it. And hey, Axel, thank you so much, man. Pablo, thank you for all the help to get those subscriptions. I really, really appreciate it. Um, this last name that I have here, or subscriptions to the YouTube channel. Um, I've known this person for a very long time. We in touch, out of touch. We're back in touch again. Um, I call him Jay. His name is Jeremy. Jeremy Burton. All right, Jay. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to hear back from you again. This is what I do for a living now, brother. This is me now. This is all that's left, and this is what I'm doing. Just a quick story. Jeremy and I met when I was working for a computer. Um, we weren't we were a computer and networking support company. The name of that company was, I don't think they're in business anymore. It's been a long time. Um, wow. I met Jay. It had to have been 2004, 2005, maybe even earlier, brother. How long have we known each other? Um, so yeah, 20 years I've known this guy. Um, we met because I had to go fix his Dell computer. He had a laptop, and as I recall, I had to replace a motherboard. Wow, I remember that. I remember that. Um, I had to go replace his motherboard on his Dell laptop, and he found out that I liked um, the crystal method, and a lot of other stuff that I was listening to at the time. And so, him not living very far from where I lived, he lived in a city just across, well, uh, literally just across the county line from where I lived, and it was almost a straight shot to his house. And he and I would get together at the end of the day. I might have some calls over in his city, and I would finish up. I would make those calls my last calls of the day, and then I'd go over to his house and I'd hang out, and we would sit and listen to this music, and just chill out and have conversations and stuff like that. And I so enjoyed that time that I had to actually get to visit with him. But Jeremy Burton, I very much appreciate that subscription you gave me, brother. It was good to hear back from you. I look forward to hearing from you again. Keep in touch, my man, and hang in there, brother. There's something out there for you, and you're gonna find it. Okay. Keep up the optimism. Keep up the faith. Just keep the faith, man. The Marines say "Semper Fi," and it means keep the faith. And I want you to keep the faith, brother. One more. I got somebody who joined our Discord server, and it just goes by the moniker JK FIFA. JK FIFA. Okay, join the Discord server. I don't know if they have subscribed to the channel yet or not. I'm going to take a look at that here a little later on. And hey, you join the Discord server. So, hey, that's still some communication with Retro Gamer BK, and I hope you enjoy what you get access to. Everything's free, folks. Everything's free. I don't charge for anything. I don't have a Patreon. I sometimes I think I might want one. Not sure if anybody would even pledge anything to it. But really, this whole thing that I do, whether it's video games, whether it's role-playing game, tabletop role-playing games, I do it because it's something for me to do, and I enjoy gaming, and this is something for me to do in a day. With that note, take a look behind me. Well, let me go this way. Take a look behind me. No computers. She has now moved out of the office and is in another part of the house. I get the office to myself now again. I started here by myself, and then she moved in for a while, and now she's gone to do her job at another part of the house, and I wish her well. It's my beautiful wife. Of course, I'm going to wish her well. Okay. I got big announcement concerning the video games. I think that in the not too distant future, and when I say not too distant, I mean not too distant future. I mean it could happen within just a few weeks. Like two. It could happen within 2 weeks. Folks, I think I found a fix for the video game issue. Yeah, I think I found my fix, my workaround. I told you I didn't want to go to, I didn't want to go to Twitch anymore. I didn't want to use Twitch anymore. There was that problem with the skipping sound. They weren't messing with the video, they were messing with the sound. To recap, I was having issues with Twitch. They would mute my channel, or mute a video, not my channel. They would mute a video, and I would find out that it was because of music. And this was, folks, in-game music. I had no control. I have no control over, what music is played in the game. This is not music that I was playing. This was music that was in the game. Fair use. All right, and excuse me. I think I found my fix. I think for those of you who may have caught it sometime past, I don't use Windows. I use Linux. I am a huge Linux fan. I am currently using Linux Mint 22.1. It's got a name. I don't know what it is because I just really don't pay attention to the names because those names change with every new iteration of a distribution, and so I just don't use the names. I use, like, this is Linux Mint, and its version is 22.1. So you'll hear me say something like, I'm on Linux Mint 22.1, and so this is my setup. I run OBS on Linux Mint 22.1, and um, I play my some of my tabletop role playing games. At least one, the one we're gonna get to today. We're gonna play some Ironsworn today. Ironsworn Classic. I did get the Ironsworn. You can see it right there. Oh, that's upside down. Sorry. Um, that's the Starforge Jastit deck. Of course, it's empty box. That box is, I mean, the cards are in my blue reference manual, like I did Lodestar. But that's where they are. Also, you can't buy the asset cards without buying the book. There you go. I'm in possession of Starforged. You guys already know from other videos that I'm in possession of Ironsworn and Ironsworn Delve with the Master Asset deck for Ironsworn and the Domain and Theme cards for Delve. This just bothers me. I don't know if it's bothering you guys or not, but it's bothering me. It has to do with my head and where it's at. I like to get a straight on shot for you guys, and it's just not. Sometimes it just doesn't work that way. The only way to do that is to actually eliminate all this background, and I like my background. And you'll notice that I've changed my background too. I've 2 logos, video games, tabletop role-playing games, all things gaming. I got rid of that little watch, that little, I don't know what you call that. Anyway, I got rid of that. I got rid of what it used to say now showing. Just some tweaks here. I'm trying to change the way the card looks, and this is it. I hope you guys enjoy it. But with that being said, I've probably forgotten about 50% of everything I was actually going to say here in the beginning. That's okay. It's all right. I will think about it and talk about it in the next video because I tend to ramble on and on and on. And hey, you guys sit and watch it, and I so much appreciate it. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. All right. Let's play some video. Yeah, let's play some video games. Let's get that in place, and let's hopefully let's put my video games back in place. It's what put me on the map. I'm gonna do this video today for my best friend Admiral Daniel. He's started playing Ironsworn. He kind of needs to know, how things work and how you actually play the game. So we were setting him up last night, trying to get him set up into Obsidian and stuff like that. And hang on a second. Yeah, we were trying to get him set up here into Obsidian, and let me get myself down. Okay, yeah. We were trying to get him set up here into Obsidian, and he said, okay, I need to go and I need to read up on how things work, and it just crossed my mind to go ahead and play a game to give him a good idea of how things work, at least in solo mode. I mean, I know he's watching this video, so I might be speaking to him I'm speaking to all of you, but I might be speaking to him when I say certain things. Um, so, all right, let's get started. This is Into the Unknown. It is the game that he and I are gonna play. So I'm gonna leave this game alone. The reason I am here is because I'm going to show everybody, him included, all of you, how to actually start a campaign. I think I may have covered this in a previous video. The video, it's my previous video. It's called The New Way I Play Ironsworn. And go back and check that out. But let's go right here. Well, let me go back and tell you that you have to install Obsidian, and Obsidian is free. Don't worry about this. I am a huge free and open source a proponent. I cheer it on, man. Um, I don't think we need to pay thousands of dollars and hundreds and thousands of dollars for uh, software and stuff like that. I believe there's a better way for the creator to make his or her money, uh, and that's by if you like the program and they've got something in place for you to donate, do that. Okay. Unfortunately, I am unable to do that. When I get my game stuff and when I get it's all for what's basically an allowance. I get an allowance, and that allowance is very small, very small. When I say very small, I'm saying that in the last 2 months, I might have gotten $100 in just the last 2 months. Um, yeah, $100 in 2 months. That's not much, and that was actually only 2 drops. So, two drops. I think I got one for 25, and I got one for 75, and that's all I've really had in the last 2 months. So, that's okay. Lots of other stuff happened. There have been stuff that was purchased for me. This new computer that I'm on, was given. All I had to do was purchase a $40 hard drive, and now here we are. We're back up. Took me a little while to figure out, about a day or two to figure out what was actually happening, why the machine was doing what it was doing. Turns out it was the hard drive, and then time to order it, get it in my hands, get it installed, and then back up and running. I think I did my last video, the new way I play Ironsworn, on this machine. I may not have. I haven't had this machine very long, so. All right. So what I wanted to do is I kind of just really wanted right here to show you guys how to install, not really install Obsidian, but that you had to install Obsidian and you had to put in a plugin, a specific plugin. This plugin is called Iron Vault. Okay. And it puts that icon and that icon into place. And that icon is all of this information. And that icon is all of this information. At the very beginning, you get this very short. And that's to create a new campaign is the most important that you'll need. All right, so let's create us a new campaign. We're going to give it a name. Since it's an iron, you know what? It's an Ironsworn with the Delve expansion. Nothing else needs to be changed. I just need to. Let's give it a name. Wow. All right. Okay. We are Ironsworn. Okay. All right. That's good. Only, you know, don't know how to spell it. And I'll get that right. I will get it right. I'm sure of it. Okay. Click create. Now you'll see that we had a new campaign put in place. All right. This is the one that we're going to play when I'm playing Ironsworn Classic. I'm going to put another one in for Ironsworn Starforged, but Ironsworn is Ironsworn, and if you know Ironsworn Classic with the Delve, you know Ironsworn Starforged, and even Ironsworn Sundered Isles. Sundered Isles is coming. I do have that on my list to. I am saving up for that. Lot more in Sundered Isles than has been in the previous ones. There's at least two books for Sundered Isles, and then there's the asset cards, and then there's a maybe I think there's one other item. I think anyway, but there's at least one extra book you've got to get for the Ironsworn Sundered Isles. Uh, you know, I would go so far as to tell Sean Tompkin, the author of the game, to do a an omnibus, an omnibus of it all. You've got a section on Ironsworn and Ironsworn Delve, and then Starforged, and then Sundered Isles, and all everything. The Lodestar, the that's Lodestar is for Ironsworn and Delve, um, and then uh, Sundered Isle has a reference guide. Anyway, just do an omnibus. I don't know. Maybe I'll go out there onto the Discord server. I'm a member of the Ironsworn Discord server, and I'll suggest. Can't hurt. What's the worst he can do? No, that's not for me, and that's okay. His game, you know. Um, I'm gonna keep playing it anyway. Let's see. Let's give our new character a name. Now, one of the things you can do, and you can't do it right here, right now, because yes, you can. Although I think, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. Let's look at an Ironlander name. Okay. You know what? I kind of like Bastion. Still looking. I don't know if that's Jaegar or Jagger. Jaegar. I would think Norse, Nordic, Jaegar. Morian. Hmm, let's see. You know, there are two table A and table B. Basira, Glenn. Morgan. Tristan. Cortina. Vigo. Beltran. Garland. I had a game. I actually ended up losing that game. Literally, files got deleted. Um, but I had taken that name, dropped the H, and his name was Galen. Um, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. This is Galen. Hang on, do I have? Yep, it did. All right. So we're gonna create a new character. We are Ironsworn. His name is Galen. Galen. We won't give him a last name. We might change his name. I may off screen. I may change his name. To Galen of whatever community we come up with here in a little bit. All right, let's create him. Uh, leave those alone. Never touch the properties, okay? Of any of these things that are created within the Iron Vault, never touch the properties. There's a reason. All right, Galen, have a. Let's call him Galen the Gray. No, let's don't call him the anything. Let's call him Gray. The name, the thought Warden keeps coming to mind, Gray Warden, but that's too close to that video game. I like it so much that I have forgotten the name of it. Dragon Age. There it is. That's too close to Dragon Age. But you know what? It's not really original, but I have an idea behind Galen. Let's call him a Grey Warden. Okay, let's call him the Grey Warden. We're not worried about that. We'll put my name here. All right. We got to sit here and decide what kind of a person he is. What is he most well known for? I think a Grey Warden. You get a 3, 2 2s, and 2 1s. So I think a Warden, an Iron Warden, um, an Iron Warden would need to be strong. We'll put the 3 there. An Iron Warden would be more, draw my sword or draw my axe. So we'll put the 3 in the iron. All right, now we got 2 2s and 2 1s. He needs to be smart. He needs to be able to uh, look at his environment and be able to make, fast decisions and things of that nature. So we'll put a 2 in wits. He needs to have some sort of compassion to do what he does. So let's put a 2 there. And that'll leave our 2 1s for Shadow, which is stealth. I don't really see him as being too stealthy right now. The beauty is that as you earn experience and things like that, you can actually up these stats. No one stat can go higher than 4. So I can only up iron 1 time. I can up the wits and the heart 2 times, and then shadow and edge, I can up those 3 times. So as we build Galen, provided he doesn't die, um, I think you know eventually he'll be 4s all the way across, and we'll be playing a mythic game with him. So he'll be like the king of all of Ironlands. And okay, we'll see. I don't know. Um, Health is at 5. Spirit is 5. Now that's the highest. Health is at 5. Spirit is at 5. Supplies at 5. That's the highest you can get on those 3. And they will go up and down as you either take harm, or heal, or take stress, or hearten. Um, Increase your supply by forging, decrease your supply by undertaking a journey, things like that. Your momentum is anywhere from +10 to -6, -6. It's not a negative. But your start is at 2, and if you have to reset it, should you have to burn momentum, your reset would take you back to 1, unless you take on some sort of debilitation that tells you, well, you've got to start your reset now goes to 1. All right. You get 3 bonds. You get 3. You don't have to take all 3 right here at the onset. You can take 2 and possibly find that 3rd one as you're playing. And I think that's what we're going to do here. He's got 2 bonds. He's got a bond with the community that he serves. And he's got a bond with an ally, maybe a companion. You know what? Let's do that, an ally or a companion. We'll figure that out here in just a minute. But we're only going to take 2 here at the onset. We'll find our 3rd bond. That bond is going to be what I'm going to say is going to be free. It's going to be a free bond. It's our first bond because it's actually part of the 3 that you get at character creation. So our next bond is free. It's not something we're going to have to roll for. It's just going to happen. And that'll be our 3rd bond. Any bonds after that now, you have to roll for. You have to roll to see if you can set a bond with, and bonds, that means camaraderie, companionship, um, um, bonded to something, somebody. Uh, it's not unheard of. There is an asset called bonded, and that asset says that you have something called a kin blade, and that kin blade actually whispers to you. But you have to, where like in D&D you would have something that would say attune. You would have to attune to this or that armor or this or that weapon. A kin blade, you would have to bond to it. You would be bonded to that blade. that might be something we might do a little later on. Don't worry about your failure tracks. You haven't done anything to fail yet. Okay. You don't have any conditions, bans, or burdens that those come as you take damage or suffer stress or whatever. All right, now in Ironsworn Classic, you get 3 assets at character creation. All right, so let's think about the character, because what we're going to do is we're going to build the character, and then we're going to go back over there to the truths over here, these truths, and we're going to build the world around him. Possibly, we might even build the world and force him to live in it. But whether you build your world or whether you build your characters first, whichever one you do first, it's so simple and easy to make one fit into the other because this is your imagination. I love this game. Freedom, 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 freedom. That's what this game is all about. You choose, you make it happen. For those of you folks who play Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder, and for those of you who play other games, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, don't get me wrong, I would not do that to my audience. But there are people out there that we refer to as rules lawyers who say, well, no, you've got to do it by the rules. Well, here's the beauty of Ironsworn and the beauty of Delve and the beauty of Starforged and the beauty of Sundered Isles. The beauty is you're free to do whatever you want to do. That's the rule. So do it. Right. So you get there's combat talents. You get there are companions. There are paths and rituals. Rituals, think magic. Combat talents, think uh, your ability to use your weapons. um, your paths. Best way to think about that is sort of kind of related to your backstory. And then, of course, your companions would be your companions. They're animals. Your companions are animals. In Dungeons and Dragons, you have something called your. It's not your eidolon. It's your animal companion. A ranger gets an animal companion. A witch gets a familiar. Uh, Things like that. So that would be your companion here. I like. I don't know how much magic we're going to use in the world. That's going to be settled over in the truths. Um, but I think of Galen as a kind of a monster hunter, a la The Witcher. Um, I'm a huge Witcher fan. That's going to be a video game that we're going to play. Witcher 3, um, possibly Witcher 2, Witcher 4. I'm thinking about Witcher 4. I'm definitely seeing some games that are coming out that I'm huge fans of, and one of them is Subnautica 2. Um, so I'm a huge fan of Subnautica. I own the 2 previous games. I'm gonna play them. I'm gonna play Subnautica 2. But back to Ironsworn. Let's right off the top, let's make him a fortune hunter. All right. So we'll add this asset, and we'll go through the assets here. All right, we add another Slayer. Yeah. Okay. So he is a monster hunter for hire with the ability to do so. Now, remember I just got through telling you freedom? Freedom. This means you don't have to. I like to pick my assets to fit the idea of my character. And so monster hunter for hire, um and he has the ability to do so, or some ability. Um and that has to do with these dots, okay? Let's see. Can he use magic? What is divination? When you take a drop of blood from a willing subject, not yourself, and cast the rune carved stones, roll plus heart. On a strong hit, you may read the runes to gain what? Insight about the subject and people close to them, including information you and the subject have no knowledge of. If you use the reading to gather information, compel, or forge a bond, add +1 on a weak hit as above, but the runes reveal their secrets only with extra time and focus. Suffer -2 momentum, and apparently there is no miss. Nah, not right now. Invoke. When you consume the mystical essence of your surroundings, roll plus wits. On a strong hit, add the value of your action die to your essence track. You may then secure an advantage or face danger plus essence to create minor mystical effects or illusions. Eh, no, not really. Um, you know what? Not right now. Um, we can always purchase assets within experience later. Let's take a look at companion. I know that Geralt is always using a horse. I don't. I want to be like The Witcher, but I don't want to be The Witcher. Okay. Um, I have played this game where I use the hawk. I really like. I really like the idea behind using when you undertake a journey or when you resupply by hunting for small game. Add +1. Um, no, not for this game. An owl. If you resupply at night by sending your owl to hunt, take +2 momentum on a hit. When you enter the fray, plus wits against an ambush in darkness. Add +1. And now, see, I don't know if that means, oh, wits against an ambush. This means I can't be really ambushed. Yeah, I can be, depends on that roll, but entering the fray plus wits. So I would roll my enter the fray, I would add my wits. I would add +1 if it's in darkness. And if I actually get a hit, and this doesn't say strong hit or weak hit, it just says hit, that I would take +1 momentum. I like that idea. All right, let's take that. Gonna ask you to name your companion. Let's call him Hootie. Hooty. Hey, Hootie. All right, we have to pick one of these three. When you leverage your owl's secret knowledge to perform a ritual, add +1. We're not using the ritual. So when you face danger, take your owl's health as momentum before you roll. That's probably a bit too early. Let's go ahead and choose the top one. Okay, that's all you get as far as assets at the beginning of the game. All right, so Fortune Hunter, when you swear an iron vow to someone under the promise of payment, in other words, they're promising to pay you if you do. Add +1 and give the quest a special mark. I don't know what that means. I'm going to have to look that up. When you successfully fulfill your vow to them, take plus wealth equal to the rank of the quest. Hmm. If you leverage wealth when making a move, when resources are a factor, add plus wealth and suffer -1 health. Wealth, I'm sorry. So you add it, but then you have to take one away after you made your roll. Okay. We'll keep that. That's a good idea. When in a community, because you can change these. All right. When you resupply by scavenging or looting and score a strong hit with a match. Oh wow, that's hard to do. I've done it. I've done it several times, but it in the grand scheme of things and all of your rolling, it's not something you're going to do very often. You may envision finding an object of value. If you do, take +1 supply instead of +2 and +1 wealth. And I would go so far as to say that that object of value could possibly even be a rarity. We may set that in place. All right, Slayer, when you gather information by tracking a beast or horror, or when you secure an advantage by readying yourself for a fight against them, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Most of the times, I just, whatever's already dotted, I keep it. And then if it's not dotted like the owl was, I usually choose the top one. That's usually how I do it. Okay, so we have community, companion, and I think we're gonna find that third bond somewhere else. But again, that third bond, it's gonna be free. We're not gonna have to roll anything for it. It's gonna be an automatic bond. We get an automatic bond. Okay. We get to determine. Let's set some rules in place. We get to determine uh, whether or not we want to set a bond with that person, or or whatever we want to set a bond to it. It might be another community. You may have a bond with your community, the one that you are assigned to protecting as a warden, um, or and you could be a have a bond with the leader of another community. So technically, you are, while you're not bonded to the people called the community, you are bonded to the leader. And if that leader of the community was to say, "I need you to do this for my community," um, a settlement. I keep saying community, but it's settlement. I need you to do this for the settlement. Um, then you have a bond with him, and as you are fulfilling that vow that you set with him to see whatever it is he's asking to see it done, um, you could add +1 each roll because you are doing something for someone whom you share a bond with. So I think we might do that a little later on. So okay, our character is created. You can describe your character here. Let's say he's tall. He's medium build. In other words, he's tall. He's like, he's probably a good 6 feet tall. Um, and then he's got some muscles about him. He's not fat. He's got some muscles about him. He could hold himself in a fight. He can lift a little bit of weight. A tall, medium build. They call him the Gray Warden because he's got gray hair. It's gray in color. He's not very old. Um, he has blue eyes. For those of you who play Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons, this is that part of the character sheet where you put biographical information on the character sheet. Well, this right here on your Ironsworn character sheet is where you would do that. Tall, medium build, gray hair, blue eyes. Uh, he's light skinned. No, I maybe bronze. I don't see him as brown or black or I don't see him white as a sheet. But he might be tanned a little. So let's say tan skin color. Back up here to the front. Let's say he's roughly he's got some age to him. Let's call him 25 years old. Tall, medium build. His hair's gray ish. Yeah, let's do that. Gray ish. Grayish hair, blue eyes, and tannish skin. Okay. Now, you'll see this is underlined, this is underlined. These two are not. You cannot manipulate them. So let's just say we did something. We earned, we fulfilled a vow and we earned 3 experience because that's what you get. 3 experience. All right. Right here. 3 earned. Okay. I don't know how to do this. XP from tracks. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that outside of doing this. Go here. Stop that. Go in here. And manipulating the properties. I don't know. It seems to me. Oh, it's progress. Progress tracks. XP earned from progress tracks. Okay. Okay. So now XP spent. Let's say 4 XP spent. Yeah. See, it doesn't. It doesn't change it. So, okay. I don't know how to manipulate XP from tracks. So, that's an Iron Vault thing. That's something that's in the Iron Vault. And because looking at the character sheet, printed out character sheet, there's nothing on it that has anything to do with that. So I don't know what that is. All right, let's go build our world. I usually put truths within lore. Characters. Journals should have a session 0. All right, the old world. All right, so the problem here is that it's spanning across my screens, spanning across my monitors. So hold just 1 second. Let me go over here and pick up my copy of Lodestar that I printed out. All right, so you guys have seen this before. I printed out Lodestar. This particular Lodestar is it's the expanded. It's the new expanded one. He recently took the original Lodestar that I had printed out, and he added all of the delve stuff, all of the delve information into it, and he added some tables, and he added some moves and things like that. You know what I think I'm gonna do? Let me get me out of the way. Yep, there we go. All right, gonna get me out of the way. Still gonna hear my voice, but this way I don't have to worry about where the camera is while I'm reading this. Let's get back over here to game codex. All right, game codex. Yeah, see, there's a prelude events, building a history for your character. You can download the expanded Lodestar from DriveThruRPG. You can pay what you want for it. Unfortunately, when I got this, I had to pay nothing for it because at the time it was released, I was at $0. And so, but a little later on, I made up for it because I turned around and I bought Starforged and the cards. So he's made some good money off of me, I think. But hey, please, Sean is an awesome person. I've spoken with him on Discord on several occasions. Sean has really come through for me, and I really want you guys, if you're interested in playing this game, join the Discord server for Ironsworn and say hello to him. Thank him for such an awesome work. Because listen, this man must sit at his computer literally all day long and write, because he's always updating, he's always fixing something that we tell him we found. He's always doing something, and it's not something he has to do. This is a hobby. I'm pretty sure that the man has a job somewhere, doing something for somebody else in an 8-hour day, possibly a 12 or even 16-hour day. All right, so let's read them here. The first one for the old world. I'll read it verbatim. The savage clans called the Skuld invaded the kingdoms of the old world. Our armies fell. Most were killed or taken into slavery. Those who escaped set sail aboard anything that would float. After an arduous, months-long voyage, the survivors made landfall upon the Ironlands. That's one I like to use. Let's see. The next one. The sickness moved like a horrible wave across the old world, killing all in its path. Thousands fled aboard ships. However, the plague could not be outrun. On many ships, the disease was contained through ruthless measures, tossing overboard any who exhibited the slightest symptoms. Other ships were forever lost. In the end, those who survived found the Ironlands and made it their new home. Some say we will forever be cursed by those we left behind. Oh, yes. I had my mic up. I don't know if you guys heard that. I got something in my eye. Oh, yeah, it's called your finger. Okay, next one for the old world. The old world could no longer sustain us. We were too large in number. We had felled the forest, our crops withered in the barren ground, the cities and villages overflowed with desperate, hungry people. Petty kings battled for scraps. We cast our fate to the sea and found the Ironlands, a new world, a fresh start. And then there's a fourth option where you can actually write your own. Um, and what I like to do sometimes is I like to take the three that's been given and mix and match them and make the truth. Something about all of it took place. So here's what I like to do: take this, edit the block, come here, delete it. Right now, come down here. Um, I forget what the tab is. Anyway, we tab over. Um, so in the first one, um, tragedy and disease followed us. No, 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 no. Plagued us. Plague. Plagued us everywhere in the old world. um, petty kings bickered and fought over what little resources were left to us. The gold plan decided to try and become the singular power in the area and began to savagely attack all who opposed them. We dared to take to the sea and find a new land. Okay, tragedy and disease plagued us everywhere in the old world. Petty kings bickered and fought over what little resources were left to us. The Skuld clan decided to try and become the singular power in the area and began to savagely attack all who opposed them. We dared to take to the sea and find a new land to call home, leaving all, no, leaving behind the madness. We plunged into the to the open water waters and found the Ironlands. Okay. Okay. Um. All right. That kind of puts a little bit of everything in there. All right. Iron. Come down. Hit tab. Um. The imposing hills and mountains of the Ironlands are rich in iron ore. Most prized of all is the star-forged black iron. The weather is bleak. Rain and wind sweep in from the ocean. The winters are long and bitter. One of the first settlers complained, "Only those made of iron dare live in this foul place," and thus our land was named. Inscrutable metal pillars are found throughout the land. They are gray and smooth as river stone. No one knows their purpose. Some say they are as old as the world. Some, such as the Iron Priest, worship them and swear vows upon them. Make Most make the warding sign and hurry along their way when they happen across one. The pillars are not do not tarnish. Let's try again. The pillars do not tarnish, and even the sharpest blade cannot mark them. Okay. Um in the Ironlands, let's start with the second one. Let's start with that second one. Um the second one. The weather is bleak. Due to the foul weather conditions here, one of our first settler one of our first settler. What would you call that? Um, let's don't say one of our. Let's say one of the first settlers called the no, no, no. Let's do something different here. Um, the imposing hills and mountains contain much iron. Not much, many. Many iron deposits. Metal pillars dot the landscape and can be seen dot the landscape and are smooth, black, and cannot be destroyed with tools or weapons. Okay, some believe that the pillars radiate with power which is unexplainable. Most metal pillars dot the landscape and are smooth, black, and cannot be destroyed with tools or weapons. They appear to have been placed here by some ancient civilization. I hope I spelled that right. Okay. Some believe that the pillars radiate with power, which is unexplainable. Radiate with power, which is unexplainable. No. With unexplainable power. Unexplainable power. Okay? We have taken to calling the black iron as that which was forged in the stars. Thus, we call our new home. Oops, the Ironlands. Okay. Okay. That gets a little of it all. Legacies. We are the first humans to walk these lands. Other humans sailed here from the old world untold years ago, but all that is left of them is a savage, feral people we call the Broken. Is their fate to become our own? Before the Ironlanders, before even the firstborn, another people lived here. Their ancient ruins are found throughout the islands. I like that. Instead of we are not the first humans, instead of we are the first humans, we will say we are not the first people. Tab. We are not the first people to live here. And we're going to actually go and say why we're not the first people. Um, I'm not real sure. The firstborn. I think that's two words. Nope, one. The firstborn tell of a an ancient civilization called the first ones, who created vast, no, great cities underground um these ruins can be found all over the Ironlands. Okay. Um some who have ventured into those ruins return broken. And they return broken. both mentally and physically. Okay. Okay. That should be good for that. All right. Communities. We are few in number in this accursed land. Most rarely have contact with anyone outside our own. Okay. Most rarely have contact with anyone outside our own small steading or village, and strangers are viewed with deep suspicion. We live in communities called circles. These are settlements ranging in size from a steading with a few families to a village of several hundred. Some circles belong to nomadic folk. Some powerful circles might include a cluster of settlements. We trade and sometimes feud with other circles. We have forged the Ironlands into a home. Villages within the havens are connected by well trod roads. Trade caravans travel between settlements in the havens and those in outlying regions. Even so, much of this land is untamed. Um, I like the idea of the communities called circles. Um, we're going to get rid of that. Now, you don't have to do it like I'm doing it. I am trying to build these truths of this world so that we can get a little of it all, uh, be a bit more detailed about our world. You can take one of the three that's actually written, and move forward with it. Um, World building for me is an in-depth kind of thing. I spend a lot of time building worlds. Um, when I'm either gonna be a dungeon master, game master, storyteller, I spend a lot of time detailing that world. So that's why this is taking so long to get through. And I apologize for the length of the video. So we're at like an hour and 22 minutes already. But a lot of that's been my rambling. So I think with this first video, we're just going to get through the truths. We're going to start a session 0. And then in the next video, I'm going to come back and we'll finish out session 0 and turn around and make Gillian do something. We're actually going to play the game. Not going to, like I said, real quick, my videos are going to start coming a little bit closer together now that I have the office to myself. Now that I think I have found my fix, and I really listen, when I say I think I found my fix, at this point, I am 95% sure I have found my fix for the video game problem. Um, and like I did with the PC here, when I say I'm 95%, that 5% has to do with something about the situation that I'm unsure of, and I just need to do some research. That's why it might take a little bit before it actually gets in place, but I promise you, folks, I promise you, you will get a video of a video game, and not just any video game. We're going to finish Mass Effect. We're going to finish Borderlands. We're going to finish some of these games and start new ones, okay? Um, I have not given up. I'm just in the process of researching, and now the I was involved in 2 projects, and I'm still involved in them, but my part of those projects are now uh, on the back burner. I've done what I need to do right now, and then um, they'll let me know what else I need to do, but I don't envision anything in the near future right now. So, all right, let's go to communities. Um, let's start with our communities. No, our settlements are called circles. We trade and sometimes fight with other circles. Most of the time, we get along with each other, but let's read again. Much of the land is untamed. Distances between settlements are oftentimes long and arduous. Please tell me I'm spelling that right. O-U-S. Okay. Long and arduous, fraught with danger from beasts and horrors and bandits who exploit and who steal the shipments from the caravans. Let's keep that. Let's move on. All right, leaders. This one's gonna be short. Our leaders are called. Our leaders are called overseers. Let me read this. Leadership is as varied as the people. Some communities are governed by the head of a powerful family, or they have a council of elders who make decisions and settle disputes. In others, the priests hold sway. For some, it is duels in the circle that decide. Each of our communities has its own leader, called an overseer. Every seventh spring, the people affirm their current overseer or choose a new one. Some overseers wear the iron circlet reluctantly, while others thirst for power and gain it through schemes and threats. Numerous clan chiefs rule over petty domains. I don't really like that idea. Most are intent on becoming the one true king, which is what got us here in the first place, as I recall. Their squabbles will be our undoing. Yeah, it's already been our undoing. So we're gonna drop that one. We're gonna pick up the overseer, uh, who are elected by popular vote within each community. Um, the overseers you know what? Let's say this. I have a better way of saying this. Wow. Okay. As before in the old world, pettiness and lack of resources due to the loss of caravans to highwaymen and bandit thugs. As before in the old world, pettiness and lack of resources due to the loss of caravans to highwaymen and bandit thugs. Some overseers squabble over land and resources to make up for those losses. Okay. I won't be too like this says every what is this? Every seventh spring. What is this? Yeah, every seventh spring. I won't be that detailed. Um, okay. Defense. This is where the wardens come in play. Right here. This okay. This is where the wardens come in play. All right, tab. Defense. Here in the Ironlands. Okay, no. I want to start with the second one. The wardens are our soldiers. The wardens look, and not the wardens, the Iron Wardens are the military and the law enforcers of the individual overseers of the different communities. Um, those who serve their terms can elect to become free wardens. Mercenary outfits who protect a settlement from attacks and okay attacks, mercenary outfits who are paid let's do this, who are paid to protect a settlement from attacks. Let's see how it actually reads. The wardens are our soldiers, guards, and militia. They serve their communities by standing sentry, patrolling surrounding lands, and organizing defenses in times of crisis. Most have strong ties to their community. Others, called free wardens, are wandering mercenaries who hire on to serve a community or protect caravans. Um, from attacks and who, if paid enough, will protect caravans along the roads. No, trade routes. TRADE ROUT. Okay. All right, we're good there. Okay, we only just got to go to horrors and mysticism. Some still find um comfort in the old ways. They call on mystics to divine the fortune of their newborn, or ask them to perform rituals to invoke a bountiful harvest. Others act out of fear against those who they suspect are having power. You know what? Let's say mysticism. We're gonna say magic is rare and dangerous. Okay. Okay. Those who show any signs of its influence are shunned or considered to be outcast. Okay, magic is rare and dangerous. Those who show any signs of its influence are shunned out. Really? Or are considered to be outcasts. The Iron Priest, P-R-I-E. Will you please stop? That's not the keyboard. That's me. I'm doing that. I mean, it's the keyboard because of the way it's configured, but the Iron Priest, the Iron Priests are the only ones who are accepted to hold any magical power. The priests are monitored heavily to avoid using magic for their own gains to lord over the Ironlanders. Hey, all right, that's good. Let's move on down to religion. Religion. You know what? All. Let's just write this one. All Ironlanders fear a deity of some sort. They worship their gods for well, bountiful, bountiful harvests, health, and welfare. Religion is so sacred to us that we have chosen not to argue or fight over whose deity. That's not. Is the better or more powerful. All Ironlanders accept faith of all kinds, and prayers are spoken to and for each other. Okay, we can do that. All right, firstborn. So let's talk about who the firstborn are. The firstborn are the elves, the giants, the Varu, and the Varu. You would think they are the uh, um, they're not werewolves, but they're wolfen in stature. Let me read this. The firstborn have passed into legend. Some say the remnants of the old tribes still dwell in deep forests or high mountains. Most believe they were never anything more than a myth. The firstborn live in isolation and are fiercely protective of their own lands. And then 3, the firstborn holds sway in the Ironlands. The elves of the deep forest and the giants of the hills tolerate us and even trade with us. For now, Ironlanders fear the day they decide we are no longer welcome here. Let's do something kind of together. I don't really like the idea of firstborn having passed into legend. I like the idea of there being isolated elves and giants and Varu and You know what? Let's say that the elves of the forests and the giants of the hills and mountains have been here since time. I don't want to say time immemorial. Since the before time. They are tolerant of us and will trade with us sometimes. They hold sway in their own domains and will fight to protect what they own. To receive a mask from any of the elven clans is a great honor and privilege. Okay. All right. All right, guys. I think we're gonna call it right here. Beasts and horrors. Listen, we're up to an hour and 47 minutes. Time for me to go grab something to eat. It is currently 4:05 my time. I might just do the beasts and horrors off screen. I may come back in the next video and finish that out. And then we'll do the session 0, like I said, and probably make Galen do something. Be looking for that next video, and we'll be sure and get that next video out as quick as we can. Like I said, I might do some stuff off screen. I might do some stuff off screen. I might just wait and do it with you guys. I like the idea of doing with you guys. I like the idea of sitting here doing it with you guys because I like sharing the creative process with you. And this is a game of high creativity. You need to think. You need to be creative. And as you can see in what we've done already, creating Galen, creating our truths, you can see that a lot of creativity has gone into it. There are there's much more we could do, and of course that folder right there called lore, we can add to this. Okay, we can create lore as we go through the game. All right, not saying that's something we're going to do with this game, but I'm saying it's something you can do with this game. Again, thank you so much to those guys and gals and entities and beings out there who have decided to join me in this, what I call my life now. Thanks so much for those subscriptions. Thank you so much to my new friends, Pablo, Axel, and my old friends, Daniel, Shirley, that's Admiral Daniel, that's my best friend, and Jeremy Burton. Jay, I certainly appreciate it. Let me see you guys, hear from you guys. Listen, if I haven't given you a shout out in this video, this is something that's brand new. You want to be known, comment in the video. Comment. Let me know who you are. Let me know when you joined, and if you don't know that information, that's fine. Just put your name out there. You're gonna get a thank you, a special shout out for having joined the Discord server, having joined the YouTube channel, uh, being a user of the official website. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Links to the Discord server and the official website are in the description. They're always in the description. It's actually the main descriptions. But here's this first right at hour and 50 minutes, 51 minutes, and we will see you guys in the next episode.